Okay, George, for our audience, this is the second episode of your story or narrative about this historic 29 Senate District recall special election. Let's go into some of the new developments since episode one.
Well, since last time, one thing that's very, very encouraging and very exciting is that I have received the endorsement of California Republican Assembly, or CRA. My hero, Ronald Reagan, once said, CRA is the conscience of Republican Party, at least in California. So having this very influential group give me their endorsement is very, very encouraging and humbling, to say the least. So, and I think that's going to really, really positively impact the election. Also, my opponent, Ling Ling called in the last minute and basically slapped the CRA in the face by telling them she no longer seeks their endorsement. After 4 months chasing after them, now she suddenly says that she doesn't want the endorsement anymore because she knows that she's not going to receive their endorsement. That's because probably she knows also she's not a real Republican. And what's the word? Fake Republican?
Okay. Well, what are some other new developments since episode one that are relevant to your campaign?
Well, we have done a lot of fundraising activities. We met with, for example, a large Hispanic group. People in the district are concerned about sanctuary cities. They're concerned about this, DACA issues. They're concerned about this high crime rate, and crime rate is going through the roof. But they categorize felony now into a misdemeanor type of charges. So these sort of things are all our concern, and by all communities, whether you're Asian, Hispanic, or white community, we're all concerned about that. So we met with them, and they have really stepped up their support. So that's also very encouraging.
Okay. You want to elaborate a little on the grassroots, how your grassroots movement is building?
Yes. I'm out there every day, and my opponent is nowhere to be seen. In fact, we put out an APB on her. So where is Ling Ling? You can run, but you can't hide. And so we're out there engaging every day. We're talking to different groups of people. We're talking to the different communities and getting their support, listening to their needs, their problems, and trying to translate into action. So that's what we're doing. This is basically a people's business. Just because you have the higher up the establishment supporting you means nothing. You got to go out there, meet the voters. You got to shake their hand. You got to find out who they are, what they need, and really understand their struggles.
Well, why don't we elaborate a little bit more on this fact that Ling Ling will not engage or debate? Because what politics is all about is politicians using words to explain their views and to combat with their opponents and let the voters know what they're all about. And she's unwilling to do that, so she's not really participating in the political process. Why don't we elaborate on that a little more about why she is refusing to debate?
I don't know why. We made arrangements through several organizations, very influential organizations. One is the local ethnic media. At least 3 television channels have gotten together, want to put together a candidates forum, and she said flat out she won't be there. You ask me why? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. You would think in this line of business, you would want to be seen on TV, and you would want to explain to voters, who you are, and what you stand for. So that's really a puzzle to me. There another church group, from what I understand, received no response from her whatsoever. So I'm sorry, Rob, I can't answer your question. I don't know why she's not engaging.
Okay. Well, let's reiterate the importance of this election. It's a historic election. It's a recall. There have been now 9 senators in the history of the state subject to recall. Josh Newman would be the 5th senator recalled if the recall occurs. So it's a big deal. And then denying the Democrats 2/3 majority if the recall happens and a Republican replaces him. So let's reiterate the importance of this election.
Well, this important, as you said, Rob. This election is important because now in the state legislature, in the California State Senate, the Democrats hold a supermajority, and by having a supermajority, they can pass any kind of revenue-related legislation without the cooperation of the Republican. We always say, as the saying goes, power corrupts. And power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And having a one-party state, it has produced numerous disastrous legislation. So we really need to recapture our legislature, at least deny the Democrats the supermajority, so we can stop them from passing these revenue-related legislation, unreasonable, high taxes. And then also, we need to have some kind of checks out against their crazy agendas, such as the sanctuary city. And I don't know whose sanctuary it is, but certainly not the average citizen. So without recall Josh Newman, repeal the gas taxes, and reform our state, we're not going to be able to get to a lot of these other important issues. So that's why this election is so important.
Okay, George, let's sum up what this election is truly all about.
Well, this election is so important, so I want voters to remember I am the only real Republican, a true conservative candidate for this election. And I summarize this election into yes on recall, no on gas taxes, and Shen for state senate. Thank you.